We're going to talk about getting your business on the digital superhighway and finding out which networks are right for you and how to use them. Sounds like an awful lot, and we're going to go through a lot of information. But first, what is going on is this entire week, I am doing 2 webinars every day. The webinar that you see now, I'm going to repeat tonight at 6 o'clock. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's going to be a replay of today. And I'm doing that this entire week. And then on Saturday, I am going to have 4 additional webinars. And they are going to be webinars. If you missed them during the week, you'll be able to see them this weekend. This week and next week is what I'm calling the Whistle Stop Tour, Social Media Whistle Stop Tour, because we have so many different things that we're going to cover. And by the end of these 2 weeks, this week and next week, you'll have a good idea of how to use social media marketing if you just kind of hang with me. So if you want the recordings from the seminars or the webinars that I'm doing, go ahead and register for them. Even if you can't make it, I'll go ahead and send you the recording a couple of days later. Okay, again, this is Mike Bitter, and today we are going to be talking about getting your business on the digital superhighway. I am the founder and CEO of Affordable Social Media. It's a social media marketing company. We are rapidly approaching 9 years in this business. And wow, have we learned a lot. That's what I want to do, is share what we've learned with you. But if you want to get in touch with me, feel free to. My email, mike@asmomaha.com. Contact me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, and a few other places, or just pick up the phone and give me a call. I don't have my phone number on here. It is on the internet, though. And getting into the digital superhighway, we started a long time ago, way back before there really was social media is when we started our business. And even now today, to some people, I think this is the way they see the digital superhighways, like, oh my gosh, it's kind of foggy, looks like it's raining, things are going by so fast. Well, what I wanted to let you know is that's what it sounded like, that's what it looked like to me too. So we're kind of in the same boat. Before I get going, do me a favor. If you can hear me, raise your hand. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. And I am just going to keep going. And sometimes, do you feel like you're the only one on the digital superhighway? I mean, it's like it doesn't feel like there's anybody else there, anybody else out there. Well, have you ever wondered why you didn't see anybody else there? I felt that way too. Where is everybody? They said this is the digital internet superhighway, but there's like nothing out there. Maybe a couple of cars. So what I started doing was I built my social network, and then I started building relationships with people. I started sharing with them what I do, not only as a person, but what I do as a business with my products and my services. So I started building these relationships, and I started building them on the internet superhighway. But before I did that, I had to first figure out where I was and how to reach those other people on the superhighway. Sometimes all we have to do is turn around and look, and we can see where we are, but there just seems to be so much going on. So after I did that, I developed a business model. The business model I put in place to find out where I was. What do I really know? What do I know about all of these social media marketing platforms? And where did I need to go? Where did not only I need to go as a company, but where do I need to go on this social media marketing to help other people? I figured out the business model. I put it together. I tested it. I said I tested it and it worked. Well, I tested it. Some things didn't work. I changed them. I tested them again. It's kind of like incremental project development or project management. Test a little bit, develop a little bit, test a little bit, deploy a little bit. Finally, we got it. We got the kinks and we got it worked out. We know how social media marketing works, and what we found out 8 years ago still works. This is what we see as social media marketing. Over on the left-hand side is blogging, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And what we did was when we first started social media marketing, this is where we started. We started with blogging, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And we started trying to figure out, how do you make all of this stuff work? How do you make it all go together? And once we figured out about blogging, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, there's one other missing piece, but I'm going to show you that here. Well, let me go ahead and show it to you now, because you may be wondering, what about LinkedIn? Well, this is where we put LinkedIn. We put LinkedIn at the same level as Facebook. And what we found over time is that Facebook is the social side of social marketing or social side of social media. LinkedIn is more the professional side of social media. And I do a lot of LinkedIn presentations because it is so important to us as business owners to have a good LinkedIn profile. So what I did was I found out that I could build a social media market, and I think now on Twitter I have about 14,000 people, almost 15,000 on Facebook. I'm at about 2,500. I probably have 8 to 10,000 people transit my blog every month, and I've got thousands of views on YouTube. But the thing that I wasn't sure of was, how do I monetize this? How do I monetize all of my social media? I was building relationships, I was talking with people, but it wasn't monetizing as fast or as quick as I wanted it to. So what I did was I found out about email marketing. And what we did was, I'm trying to get rid of all these drawings, because what I want to do, I built this. I want to put this up here, is that what we found is once we moved people from social media into email marketing, our profits increased at a greater rate than they did when we were just marketing in social media. What we found is, on the social side of the house, you have social media marketing. But what we want to do is we wanted to make it more personal. And with email marketing, that does make it personal. That makes it personal to the people that you're communicating with. And what we found is, through the use of social media marketing and tying it to email marketing, that became our pot of gold. Well, not our pot of gold. This became a gold mine for us. This is what we found work. You may be wondering about your website about now. Well, if we back up here, this is your website. If you notice, your website is in between your social media and your email marketing. So we haven't forgotten about your website. So what we do with your website is, both in email marketing and in social media marketing, we also market your website, so people know that you have a website. So that's where we found that websites fit into the overall social media marketing. So we haven't forgot about it. what I also tell people as I go through here is we've put this together as a business model. We've spent a lot of years building this. Don't feel like you have to have a Facebook account and do a blog and do Twitter and YouTube and email marketing. You don't have to do it all, but start somewhere. Start with either Facebook, start with LinkedIn, start with your blog, and then get that solid with some information I'm going to give you today. Add on email marketing over on the right side of the equation, because you want to take care of the people who you do business with, and email marketing is a great way of doing that. So we've been talking about the internet superhighway, or the digital superhighway, and so this is our social media marketing model. So kind of keep this in mind. After we started using this model, what we found out was there were lots of other people on the digital superhighway. It's not just, it wasn't as desolate as we thought it was. There are a lot of people out there on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and they want what you have, but they don't know you have it. You just have to get out there and let them know. So what we did was, once we found out there were all these other people out on the digital superhighway, we joined them. We got on board. But if we got on to the superhighway, digital superhighway, without a vehicle, I mean, you're on a highway. So you've got to have a vehicle when you get on that highway. But if we got onto it without a vehicle on the digital superhighway, and by the way, this is a Tesla in the background. It's not my car, but it's a Tesla. It's a really nice car. But if you don't have some kind of a vehicle on the digital superhighway, your message is going to die. And that's what happened. It's one thing to get it on the highway. It's another thing to move it down the superhighway. So this is what we did. We learned to be a marketer, not an advertising person, a marketer. And Constant Contact has they have a hashtag called Be a Marketer. They started it because Constant Contact is one of the systems that I'm going to talk about as I go through here. And they have hashtag Be a Marketer. And what they want to do is they want to make you, and I want to make you, as successful as possible. So this is what I had to do. I had to become a marketer, and this is what I did. This is the agenda for today. We picked 6 social platforms that worked: blogging, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and email marketing. I just showed you those in our business model. Then what we did was we created and or curated content, and I'm going to show you what that is. We used photos, word images, and video to get our point across. And then some of the next steps that that we used, I'm going to share those with you. So we're going to start with the blog. We're going to start with the blog and work our way through this. A blog. The business value of a blog is you have great audience reach. You can reach people just about everywhere. I know there's a Facebook on the side of this, but what you can do is, when you put an article on a blog, it gives you a URL. It gives you a link back to that article. When you take that link, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on Twitter, and you can send people back to the article. Another great thing about blogging, and we like using WordPress, is it's easy to manage and maintain. It's fairly simple. Simple sharing, like what I said, is that you can take the URL and share it with anybody, And best of all is you can get Google's attention. Google looks at your blog the same that it does a website. So it's looking at two things. It's looking at recency and value. Recency is when was the last time that you posted something, and value is anybody looking at it? So you post something on your blog, you share it on your Facebook and your Twitter and your LinkedIn, and people go back to your blog to read the article, and Google sees that as value. It's a great way, it's a great starting place. Okay, blogging content that works. Real, honest, and straightforward. That's what we found works the best with blogging. Just be real about your business. Be real about what you do. People can tell when you're real. So what you're doing when you blog is that's where you show that you're the expert. Blogging, what to do next. If blogging is something that you want to do, and you're going to wonder as we go through this, well, what do I blog? What do I post on Facebook? We're going to talk about that in the content section. But get started. You can either get a free blog at wordpress.com. It walks you through it, or you can host it. And I thought I corrected that, and I will right now. You can host your blog, and if you have a web person, you can talk to your web person about how to host your WordPress blog. You just go to wordpress.org. Then once you start blogging, you find out what content works for the people that are watching you. You'll see analytics, and I'll show you where to look for analytics, and then you create and share the content that you want because you want people to keep coming back. So you find out what they like, and then you create and share it. And WordPress has scheduling tools, so you can post whenever people are online, whenever you know people are online that like to read your information. So use the scheduling tool. Schedule things when you have extra time and when you're kind of twiddling your thumbs. Schedule a few blog posts to go out maybe the next day or 2 days later, and then go back and evaluate your results. What's working and what's not. Okay, Facebook. Let's talk about Facebook. Business value of Facebook is you reach large audiences when you create and share the right content. Facebook does have an algorithm, and make sure you use Facebook's insight tools on a company page when you build a company page. Videos are great content for Facebook. Photos, status updates. This is all content that works. Again, same thing, be real, be honest, be straightforward with what you post. Studies have shown that if you add a video to your post, you're going to get 120% more engagement. When you add photos to your post, you're going to get about 180% more engagement. So add videos, add photos to your posts when you post, especially maybe a before and after picture. Well, I was kind of looking through who was online, and for instance, life coaching and your weight loss for life. Welcome today, Joanne. That would be something with a weight loss program. A before and after picture would be a great set of pictures. And then as you're making your posts, as you're putting things onto Facebook, you go into your insights and it tells what's working. It shows what types of posts are doing well. And this is from your company page. It will tell you what your engagement is, how many people have seen it, how many people are engaged. Down at the bottom, it's how many people you've reached and how many people are engaged. These are on your posts. At the top, there's your video, there's a link, and there are photos. So the beauty of it is Facebook keeps track of all of this for you. It tells you what's doing well. There's also engagement metrics. We talked about active posts down at the bottom. Well, those are impressions and engagement, likes, comments, and shares. Keep track of your analytics. Keep track of your insights so you know what people are looking at. What these are is these are your demographics. This is also in insights. Your demographics are going to tell you what type of people you're attracting to your posts. What these demographics tell me, on the top are the women, on the bottom are the men, and it looks like for the women, the 35 to 44-year-olds have about 13% of the people who are the fans of this Facebook. 13% of the women are between the ages of 35 and 44, and 16% of the men between the ages of 35 and 44. So you can use demographics to see if you're attracting the right people to your posts. If you're not, change your posts to attract the types of people that you want coming to your page. Facebook will also tell you when your fans are online. This is what we call the whale. And this is the whale in the middle. And actually what these are hours in the day. If you look right across the bottom, they're the hours of the day. The boxes at the top are the days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So what you can do is you can look at the top and see what day of the week most of the fans are on, and this one is Thursday. There's 111,892 people that come on, so that is their busiest day of the week. And then take a look at the whale and see what time of the day people are most likely to be on, which it looks like it is about 9 o'clock at night. Now, through the demographics that are already there, this isn't a guess. These are actual numbers. They're analytics of people who are on Facebook during that time. And as a marketer, these are things that you want to know. When are people most likely to see your posts? When are they going to be online? And then you can market to them during those times. All that information, every social site has information like this. Okay, so on Facebook, what do you do next? Find out what content is working for your fans, create it, and share what they want. Use Facebook's scheduling tool just like we did with the blog, and then evaluate your insights. I would say at least monthly or quarterly. Sometimes I look at them weekly depending on what campaigns that I am running. Okay, if you need extra help, we are having a Facebook workshop. It's called Grow Your Business with Facebook. It is 4 weeks. One day, one time a week. It's a 1-hour live seminar each week for 4 weeks. You can ask questions if you want and get answers to those right there online. It's $49 until the 15th, and then it'll go up to $149. The first week, we're going to talk about company pages, then analytics, then we're going to talk about content, and week 4, we're going to talk about advertising and how you do the pay-per-click in Facebook to get the best result. Just go to budurl.com, budurl.com/Facebook WS Facebook Workshop. And you can get more information there. Okay, my favorite, or one of my favorites now, is LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, you establish your expertise. That's the beauty of it. Pretty much you're going to see a common thread through all of social media marketing, which is share what you know and read. Share with other people, because you know things that other people don't, so you want to be an information source. Also use LinkedIn Analytics to see the value of what you're doing. You have an unrenewable resource, that is time. Use it, so you want to know if you're using your time the best way you can, and that's where analytics comes in. Okay, LinkedIn, content that works. What we've found is blog posts and long posts work well. In LinkedIn, there is something that's called an update and something that's called a post. A post in LinkedIn is not the same as a post like in Facebook. A post in LinkedIn is more of a blog post, like if you want to share a story or you wrote a story. An update in LinkedIn is more similar to a post in something like Facebook. The other thing to do is use images. People love images, and this one is intaxication. Nice feeling you get when you receive a tax refund until you realize it was your own money in the first place. Keep in mind, LinkedIn is business kind of things. It can be fun, but it's not so much, I'm sitting at this restaurant and this is what I'm getting ready to eat, or good night, I'm going to bed, or good morning, everyone, I'm awake. This is more on the business side of things. This would be a good place to share your product, maybe share some information about your product, what's the benefit of people using your product or service. This would be a great place to do this, would be in LinkedIn. And then links. Of course, share links. Links back to your blog. If you have a marketing piece on your blog, put it on your blog, grab the URL, share it back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a way of bringing across information from your blog, and it will look just real similar to this. It'll have the headline and then the next 4 lines of text underneath that. So make sure those 4 lines of text underneath that are lines of text that will catch people's attention. The other thing you can do in LinkedIn is, if you read a story on the internet that you really like, copy the link and put it, drop it into your drop it into your LinkedIn update area. And then what you're doing is you're sharing information that you enjoy and that you like to read with other people who you are connected with. Okay, some tips and tricks about LinkedIn on your profile. Make sure in your profile you have 3 to 5 keywords that 3 to 5 keywords that, I wanted to say describe you, but it's more, use 3 to 5 keywords that people would use on the internet to find you. And it's not necessarily what you would find to use yourself. What would people use to find you? Because LinkedIn has an awesome search engine optimization capability, and LinkedIn will connect you with people who are looking for you. Make sure all of your dates and locations are correct. Go back over them and look at them again, because LinkedIn will connect you with people based on where you worked, when you worked there, where you went to college, when you went to college. LinkedIn will connect you with people with similar interests. And then check your spelling and your grammar. It's the last thing you want is to have typos, and I am the king of klutz when it comes to that. My spelling and my grammar, I get called on it more times than not, but I keep writing. Okay, your company page, build one soon. If you don't have one, it's free. Get out and build one. My company does everything that I'm showing you. We market businesses. We put businesses out into a social network. We build company pages for people. We'll build their profiles. So if you're not sure how, get in touch with me. I said use a good icon on your company page. Your icon is who you are, so make sure that that's good, that it fits the dimensions of where your company logo goes. I said icon, I mean logo, icon, whatever you're using for your company. And then post regularly, even if it's once a week, twice a week. Post something on a regular basis. People will get used to seeing your name there, and then they'll start wanting to connect with you. Post regular status updates. Answer people when they talk to you on LinkedIn. Answer them because they're interested in you. Make sure that you are real and that you are honest in what you're doing. I can't stress that enough because people will see right through it. LinkedIn, what to do next? Number 6, evaluate your analytics monthly and quarterly. Again, you're going to see some common threads. Fine-tune your profile. Fine-tune your summary and your history. Make sure you have those 3 to 5 keywords not only in your summary at the very beginning so LinkedIn can connect you with people who are looking for what you have to offer, but if you can weave those 3 to 5 keywords into your history, your work history, your school history, do that also, even if maybe you use a different set of keywords. Create and share content with your audience. Build your company page. It doesn't take that much to build one, and it's free. Like your company page from your profile. Connect with your company page and like it. Then what will happen is whenever you post on your company page, it will also post on your personal profile, and then make regular posts. You can repost your updates from your personal page in LinkedIn to your company page if you decide not to like your company page. If you like your company page, that happens automatically. And then evaluate your analytics. Okay, Twitter. I think we've kind of beat up on LinkedIn enough. Business value, fastest way to reach your audience. Stand out with tweets, be helpful, use Twitter analytics. Remember what we said about the blog. If you start on your blog, now you have content for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. It may sound like, okay, all we're doing is repeating what we're saying. But after my years of experience, what we found is not everybody is on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and email marketing. Some are definitely on one social site. Very few people are on 2, even less are on 3 or 4 social sites or even email marketing. So it's okay to share the information across the different sites. What you're sharing, what you wrote on your blog, you can share it in LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, because chances are people aren't going to be there to read it that are on your other sites. Each one of those social areas is considered another market. And if you have somebody that's on 2 social sites, now what they're going to have is validation that, yes, this is something that Mike Bitter did post, and I'm posting the same information. Twitter content, images work great, short tweets. Hey, like the middle one, hey, check out the people that I had lunch with. This was awesome. It's more conversational. do hashtags. Also, follow other people that you are interested in. Follow businesses that you're interested in. Be helpful with people. Link to blog posts from you or experts. We already talked about that. Offer facts, stats, or tips. If anybody asks questions, because chances are not only are they going to have a question, but they probably want to talk to you about something. And don't make it all about you. Participate in conversations with other people. And use Twitter analytics tools. The mentions, you can find out how often you've been mentioned, how often have other people talked to you, and what are the top tweets? What are your top tweets? Because you want to find out what your fans, what those people are that are following you, what do they want to know about? What are they tweeting? What are you tweeting? What are they retweeting of yours? Engagements, who is engaged with your tweets? Are they clicking on your links? Like I said, are they retweeting? Are they liking? You'll notice all of that information right down through here. Here's the links, here's retweets, there's likes, there's replies. So we want to know those things. So we can find out, make sure that we're in the right place. I mean, as far as make sure you're marketing in the right area. And audience insights. What percentage of your audience are in which genres? Like technology, tech news, marketing, entrepreneurship. Are you hitting the right group of people? You want to know that. If not, you need to change what you're doing. Also, a short commercial break here. If you have a question, type it in the question box. And also, we have a Facebook seminar that is coming up in February. And if you want to know more about it, I already talked about it, but I'm going to post the link one more time. I posted it in the chat box. I'll post it one more time if you want to see it. And let's get on with Twitter. What to do next? Keep track of the tweets that get the most engagement, even if you can find out what other people are engaging in, because that's what people are most likely to connect with. Create and share the content that's getting the best results. Use a scheduling tool. With Twitter, even with Facebook, you can use Hootsuite or Buffer to post tweets. Hootsuite really cuts your work down. And evaluate your analytics. Okay, YouTube, I'm not going to say a whole lot about YouTube. If you are in a business, well, I was going to say if you are in a business that you could shoot video of before or after, something like that would be great for YouTube. But I find a lot of YouTube videos that have to do with what I do, and sometimes I'll use them in my YouTube account. The other thing that we have found really works, if you're the owner of the company, or even if you're not, even if you're in sales, put up a video or do a selfie video and talk about your business, talk about your product. If you own a company, this is a great way to get in front of people, because most people never see the people at the top. But what we found is tours of the business, if you have a storefront, and then interviews with the president and the CEO, COOs, anyone at that level. People love seeing those videos. Again, it is about you getting visibility on you and your business. Okay, that's about all I'm going to say about YouTube. Let's go to email marketing. You're reaching your audience more personally with email marketing. Share, be helpful. Whoops, use Twitter analytics. I have a feeling that, okay, here we go. I was going to say, I have a feeling that I may have messed up these slides. We'll keep going though. What is email marketing? It's not about hammering people till they give in. It's about delivering professional email communication, and it looks great in any inbox. This is how you start using the power of the inbox, by putting things together that are professional, that people want to read, information that people find valuable. It can boost repeat business. It increases awareness of who you are, what your business is, what your offerings are. And of course, what we want to do is we want to drive revenue and profits. Remember what we talked about earlier. This is where we start getting a little bit more personal with people. It's not personal in a sense of I want to get into their personal information, but personal in a sense of we're no longer in a group. I've taken our relationship more to a one-on-one level, and that's the way people see email marketing. Why email? Because it works everywhere. 88% of email is 88% of the people who regularly check email do it on their smartphone, more than social media or videos. Just think about it. How many people do you know have a Facebook? How many have LinkedIn? How many have Twitter? And then think about how many have email. Just about everybody has email, and 91% of people check their email every day. Email has a 90+ delivery rate. Facebook posts reach as little as 2% of its fans. I've heard it as high as 6 to 10%. So you get to the people that you need to get to. Email marketing has 3 times the conversion. Again, I think it's because it becomes personal. It's because you built that relationship with those people versus social media. We've also found that every dollar spent on email marketing gives an average of $44.25 ROI. Is that incredible or what? This is some things that you want to do. You're harnessing this power of the inbox. You're getting great content. You have questions. How do I ensure my pipes won't burst? Did I get to deduct mileage I drive from work to home each day? Those sound kind of blah-de-blah. Let's look at the other side. Let's turn that into content and say 5 ways to protect your pipes from freezing in winter. I would be interested in knowing that. I would give people my email address just so they could send that to me. Did I get to deduct mileage? Instead of that, how about, or do I get to deduct mileage? How about answers to your top 3 mileage deduction questions? And what's a simple way to pick the right wine? Red or white? 5 simple wine pairing tips. You see what I'm talking about. And the other thing that you noticed in content, we like to use numbers. For some reason, numbers get people. Best place or best time to send emails for restaurants? It's Monday at 7. Accountants and financial advisors, Tuesday at 6. Hotels, inns, bed and breakfast, Wednesday at 7 in the morning. All of them are in the AM except for religious organizations, and that usually Thursday right at noon works best for these. And these are email statistics that Constant Contact has come up with. Making decisions based on metrics. If you get a high open rate but a low click-through, high open rate, make it even better. High open rate means you're getting people to open it. Identify the best keywords. You can start segmenting your audience by interest, and if you're getting a high open rate, you're using a good subject line. Low open rate, take a look at your timing. Are you sending it too much? Maybe work on a stronger subject line and make sure you're sending relevant, engaging content. If you have a low click-through rate, you probably don't have a strong call to action. You should have a call to action in everything you do. Make sure email is mobile friendly and keep it short. So many people want to tell you everything about whatever their subject is. Have a goal, have objectives for that email, and keep it on track. High click-through rate, um, that means that you've got a strong call to action. People are seeing it, they're going through it, maybe offer certain links to preferred content, and then segment your audience based on clicks. What happens is you can put a link in your email to a blog. Let's say you have 3 different articles, 3 different links to 3 different articles on your blog. Depending on which article people click through on your email, now Constant Contact keeps track of the number of people that click through and who those people are. So then you can start segmenting your audience into interests. It's a really great way to find out what people are most interested in, what they find interesting and relevant. You have an advantage. Your customers love you. Okay, email. Let's put it all together. Get your contact list together. Even if it's just 5 people, send out one campaign. Create it and hit send. Get it out. Constant Contact will give you a 60-day free trial of Constant Contact, so you can do just that. And if you go to ASM Email Marketing, ASM Email Marketing, that's Affordable Social Media, emailmarketing.com. I get credit for anyone who does a 60-day trial. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can get that first email out. See what happens and then do more of it. Small business marketing, it's all about nurturing relationships. You deliver on your promise and then make sure that you get measurable results. Are people clicking through? Okay, now we're going to move into curating. Well, we're going to move into content. What do we post? This is some of the best practices. You want to write for your audience, find out what they like, and then give them what they're asking for. 50% of content, 50% of people will access content that asks questions, uses images and video, that gets likes, shares, and comments. 30% be useful, give interesting information. Okay, I read this wrong. Content best practices. This is the way we're breaking up content. 50% of what you post, you should ask questions, use images, get likes, shares, and comments. 30% of what you do, you should be useful and give interesting information. And then the other 20% of what you do should be promotion. So it's a 50-30-20 rule. So 50% ask questions, 30% be useful, 20% promotion. Content curation. It's sharing content from other sources. You're curating it. You're not creating it. But also keep in mind, when you do that, make sure that you give proper credit. This is Revelry.com. Make sure that people know where they came from and where you got the information. Don't plagiarize information. So where do you find content? Where do you find this curated content? Check the news, read blogs. What you want to do is find the information that's most popular at this time, because the most popular information is what people are going to want to read. What's in the news is popular. What other people are writing about on their blogs. Google Alerts. If you haven't done Google Alerts, go out and Google Alerts. That's a great way to get the most popular information, the information that's trending on the internet. Customers or email lists, and like I said a little bit ago, don't forget to give credit to the original source. Repurpose and reuse. Post it on your blog, reuse it and repurpose it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you have photos and you have an Instagram, maybe put it on Instagram. What it does is it saves you a lot of time. Photos, word images, and videos. Okay, if you have Instagram, let me talk about them real quick. There is something, well, let me back up. For photos, the best things for photos we found is Instagram. If you want to put more than one photo on a post, like make a picture, a collage of photos, there is a really cool product called PicStitch, and it allows you to add more than one photo. You can build a collage, and then WordSwag lets you put words on a picture. So those are some really good tools. PowerPoint is a great way to put words on pictures. You've seen them and they do really well. If you have some great pictures, use them. Canva, I use Canva all the time. Canva will also let you will size pictures for your social networks, like your cover photo in the back. You want to make sure your cover photo, your profile pictures, all of those pictures fit and they're not cut off in any way. Canva will allow you to do that, or in Canva you can do that. PicMonkey, I love using PicMonkey. PicMonkey, it's free. PowerPoint's not free. Canva and PicMonkey are. PicMonkey will help you, will let you crop pictures, will let you resize them. It's just a really good tool. I use all three of them depending on what I need them for. So I would suggest for videos, photos, images, that you take a look at one of these three. Photos, if you need photos, stock photos, try freedigitalphotos.net. Stock Vault or free images. Be very, very leery and cautious about using photos from someone else's website or using photos of a professional photographer. That is illegal and they will get upset with you. I have had some discussions with Getty Images about some images that I had used in the past, and they found out I had used them and we had to have some discussions about that. Don't. It's not worth it. Go and find free photos or use your own personal photos and and then you can put words over the top of it. Okay, create word images like this. Tip, use cayenne pepper as an alternative to pesticides. Wow, that's kind of cool. So create word images, maybe put some tips on it, quotes, promotions, announcements. Let me go back. We have found this to be really effective. So if you enjoy doing this kind of thing, put words on images, save it off, and then upload it to your social network. It's crazy what'll happen. I am going to send out this recording and you should get it within the next couple of days. I may turn it around a little bit quicker, so don't worry about trying to copy down the photo social media image size guide because you will have this in the video. So these are the sizes. Stick with these sizes and everything will look great when you put them into your social network. Video, you can see on video, Dogfest 2015. Once you put your videos into YouTube, which I suggest at least getting one or two videos, grabbing your YouTube channel for your business, and once you put things on YouTube, there are tools on YouTube that you can use to manipulate your videos. Also, share them via social. When you post a video to YouTube, you get a URL, a link to that video. You can also post that video on your blog. If you post your video, that video on your blog, and share it to Facebook or Twitter, or even in your email, people go to your blog, they click on your video, your blog Google sees that your blog got a hit, and YouTube sees that you got a hit also. And if you didn't know it, Google owns YouTube. So it's a great move. One of the other things that I had touched on earlier is with Instagram. If you use Instagram, after you get done with your post, if you scroll down, you can also connect Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and a couple of other sites. And there's no reason if you're not going to put there's no reason that if you're going to put something on Instagram that maybe has to do with your business, down at the bottom, just click Facebook and Twitter. Now you're going to post in 3 places rather than just one. So these are some of the ideas. These aren't ideas. This is what we've done. This is what we found works. So next steps, take time for ideas. Create an editorial calendar. Maybe plan a week ahead. Take a look at January. Take a look at the next month or the month that you're going into. First off, see if there's any events during that month that you can use to help promote your business. Maybe do it on Friday and leave 1 or 2 posts open for something that comes up. I would suggest posting at least twice a week. I wouldn't post any less than once a week, but either 2 or 3 times a week we found to be most effective. But like I said, I wouldn't post any less than once a week, and keep in mind scheduling. You can schedule those posts during your slow time at work, or if you're on an airplane, or if you're driving in a car on a trip. You can type up the posts as soon as you get to the internet. You can save them on Facebook and schedule them on Facebook for whatever day you want them to go out. I try to stick with the same days every week. If it's twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday. If it's 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you're only going to post once a week, you could probably come up with 4 posts for an entire month and just schedule them to go out on the same day and the same time every week. Then people get used to it. Don't forget about email. When you send out an email, make sure that you share your email on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Share it to all your social sites so people can read your email also. With Constant Contact will give you a URL, a web address to that specific email so you can share it on all of your social sites. So what you're doing is you're reusing content, and it's okay to do that because you may find people on Facebook or Twitter that would rather get your email than look for your information on Facebook or Twitter. So that's also a great way to build your email database and ask people to join your mailing list from your social sites. So what you're doing is you're, for lack of a better word, cross-pollinating between your social sites and your email marketing. And this is what we want to do, is we want to get those numbers up, make sure everything looks good. Your cover photo looks good, and your profile picture looks good. The other thing is, with email marketing, you avoid things like this. This guy, something happened. It says, okay, friends, our social media Facebook page has fully disappeared. And down on the bottom right, it's been missing for over 24 hours. Do you know anyone who can help? If you lose your Facebook, if you lose Twitter, they have been known to go down. If you have email marketing, you can still reach out to the people in your email. So that's another good reason for email marketing. Simple tools. You can promote your emails on social media with social share, schedule your posts. Constant Contact now has a capability to schedule your posts, your email. You can also schedule your email to go out on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn right from Constant Contact if you choose not to use a third party like Hootsuite. So it's a really cool way of doing that. You can set up searches to monitor what others are saying, and what we suggest is spend about 20 minutes at a time, 3 to 5 times a week. That is the way you'll be most effective. So, do you still feel like you're the only one on the digital superhighway? Don't forget, you're not alone. People are there and they'll find you, especially after you start building relationships by sharing. Start sharing with people. Start sharing what you do. These people are looking for your product and services. They just don't know that you have it. So we want to get in front of them. We want to let them know you have it. You may be right around the corner from someone who needs your services. You may be right down the street from a lifelong customer. When you build that relationship, you also build a revenue stream. All you have to do is share. And you too can travel on the digital internet superhighway or the digital superhighway, because there are people out there. Consider joining them, and pretty soon you too will be a rock star, just like the other people that you see out on that digital superhighway. Okay, here's some resources, local and online seminars. If you go to asmomaha.com, I have my calendar out there. You can find out about my seminars and webinars. That's usually kept up to date. And just go to, okay, let me bring it up, asmomaha.com. And then you'll see my calendar in the middle. Click on it, and you'll get all of my seminars and webinars underneath. Also, you'll notice it says sign up for my newsletter. So you can sign up for my newsletter also. Get started. Constant Contact is offering a 60-day free trial. All I ask, go out to asmemailmarketing.com, get signed up. You'll start getting a lot of helpful information to get you moving. And Constant Contact, it has a lot of marketing resources. Just go out to blogs.constantcontact.com and socialquickstarter.com. There is a lot of information on socialquickstarter.com about social media marketing. Facebook online workshop. It starts January 20th. It's going to be 1 hour a week for 4 weeks. You have me on the line. You can ask me questions during that time. Just go to budurl.com/FacebookWS for Facebook workshop. 60-day free trial and Social Quick Starter down at the bottom again. This is Mike Bitter, owner and founder of Affordable Social Media. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Hopefully I've given you some information, a little bit more information. Get up, get moving, get on the digital superhighway. It's there. It's waiting for you. If you have any questions, if you want to talk to me about my services, drop me an email, mike@asmomaha.com. Love to see you on my Facebook, at my Facebook workshop, and I look forward to seeing you again. Go forth and be prosperous. Bye.